Spring has sprung and we are back with episode 4 of our spring mini-series. And this one's going to the dogs. Literally. Today we are building the ultimate dog training center in The Sims 4 using only the Cats and Dogs DLC. Expect agility courses, puppy playpens, and plenty of wagging tails along the way. Hit that like button, get ready for some creative building, and let's jump straight into this awesome speed build. I decided to replace the Pepperstone Park, which is located in Bingleton Bay, especially for those of you who have just one DLC and those are cats and dogs, that you have this built directly in the world where it belongs. I think it's a perfect world for this. I think the surrounding of it is amazing. And I started firstly with building the building. I didn't want to have the whole house there. I just wanted to have a small center where the dogs can go and hang out once they are done with training or before the training even started. I've never did this with my dog. We have a dog from the shelter and he was already 3 years old and he was very reactive with other dogs. So I know the best would be to have a trainer to teach him how to behave with the other dogs. We could not take him to these dog centers. He would just bark at other dogs. He would not be friendly, unfortunately. He's the most loving dog in the world towards the people, but I think he considers himself being a person and I think he doesn't consider himself being a dog. Hence, he has also attitude towards the other dogs. However, I've passed these training centers a couple of times and I also saw these training centers a couple of times. And this is how I would imagine them. I would imagine a lot of grass where the dogs can run freely once they're done with their training, to have some free time, to have some time out. And also inside part, which I'm building now, which is then for the dogs to maybe just chill, and which is also for the people to maybe discuss what went okay, what went wrong during the training, what can be improved, or maybe to get some lessons before the training starts, what to do, what not to do. I also placed here a couple of items for your dog. I started with the kitchen, where I was placing then the treats for your dog. So once the dog is a good boy, he can get the treat. I also placed there this treat machine from the vet, so you don't actually have to visit the vet to just get the treat if your dog does not feel well. I also placed there a couple of these decorative treats. I know your sim cannot really give it to your dog, but there is an interaction to give a treat, so you can pretend it's from the kitchen itself. I also placed here a couple of wardrobe because I was thinking maybe when you come with your dog, you want to put your bags somewhere or whatever you had with you. I also placed here the newspaper, and in my head this part was for the puppies. And there is also a poster which you can adopt your dog from this place. So that small little place is for the puppies. Imagine that. You come there and there are this cute puppy litter in the small space, which is just barking there, which is just lying there, sleeping there. You can just adopt them. Oh, the cutest thing ever. I've also placed there the small door just for the dogs, and then I placed there this puppy paws. Firstly the normal one, and then I realized there are these muddy ones which are fitting so much better. Again, in my head was the puppies, when they are better trained, when they're not being on a newspaper, are going outside and therefore they are coming back with the muddy paws. But there is also a couple of beds for your adult dogs to just lay, to just chill next to a fireplace, especially during the colder months like autumn or the winter time. But that's about it from the inside. I will now move outside. I used a couple of debug items, as for example these dog statues, which I think were fitting perfectly here. I also realized there should be the dog door in case they would want to run away and chase a squirrel or I don't know what. And I also placed there this sign. I realized after that it's a sign with a cat on it. So I will replace it for the final build, and for the final tours it's not gonna be there. But you will see it while I will be building until I realize my huge mistake that this is no place for the cats. And now I'm also building the obstacle course. I was thinking how to do this, and I wanted to have as much space as possible for the dogs. I also closed it a couple of times with the fences, or I tried to, but it was not good enough, and I also wanted that the dogs have space there. So I just placed it as is in an open field, and I think it's better this way. If you've ever attended these obstacle courses, please leave a comment and let me know if they're actually enclosed or not. I was looking on a couple of reference pictures and I haven't seen them closed, but I don't know if this is correct or not. However, I fenced the whole thing because for that I'm sure that the dogs should not run away. I placed there also a couple of bushes in front. I didn't want to put the bushes everywhere around the fence, but I placed there a couple of bushes in the lot itself because I know my dog loves to sniff towards the bushes and mark them, and I think that's majority dogs which would prefer something like this. I also placed there a couple of trees because I also know my dog loves to sniff towards the trees and whatever comes with that. There won't be many flowers. I placed there only this couple of flowers here next to this building because I was thinking maybe the groundkeeper is keeping the flowers, but still, it's not like a flower garden. It's just the wild flowers somehow living there freely. And for some reason, the dogs were not able to destroy them yet. I was also thinking this dog training center does not need to be training center 24/7, and there are also moments when it can be considered just as a dog park. And I know in the dog parks, people like to just sit while their dogs are playing, so I created this sheltered space for the people or for the Sims to just sit, to eat something. I placed there a grill and just chat while their dogs are running around and having the time of their life. And as I created the sheltered space for the Sims, I was thinking, are the dogs any worse than the Sim? So I created then the shelter space also for the dog. And this is a trick for you. Since there are different levels between the house and the dog house you want to have, firstly place the house how you want to have it, then drag it down, put there a roof, place the roof away from the walls, replace the walls with the half walls, choose the size where your roof is, then drag the roof back and voila, your dog house. You can actually do this trick with any building you want. If it's too high compared to the original building, just do this trick and you can have different levels of the building. You can do it with the garage, you can do it with the sound lounges. I made a short for that, so make sure to check the link down below if you're curious. But this works with anything. But moving on to the build, I've also creating this other fenced space. I was thinking maybe this space is for the new dogs to learn the basic tricks like sit, lay, and so on. Or this is for the problematic dogs, which cannot really be with the other dogs, as something which I would imagine my dog having, just an individual dog trainer for individual dog. And I also had this idea what my dog loves to do. He loves to dig, so there will be plenty of holes. I created just the holes in the ground and then I placed the dirt which you can find in the debug around it to make it more realistic that the dog was actually digging there and there is like a dirt outside of this. I've also put there a terrain paint to give the space a little more dimension, a little more realism. There won't be a green grass if the dogs are running around. And then in one point of time, my game of course had to crash, so all the terrain paint which I did there was gone. I have to redo the whole thing. Actually at the end, this is the moment, but actually at the end how I redid it I think was better than the original one. It was just annoying and I left it there for you to know that this happens to all of us at some point of time. And sometimes it's maybe a blessing in disguise because it leads to something better. As I said, the new terrain paint which I did was way better I think than the original one. But slowly we will be heading towards the tours and towards the end of our build. I hope you got inspired with what you can do during the springtime. Go out, take your dog for a walk, he would enjoy it, you would enjoy it, I promise you. Every time when I'm going out with my dog and it's a beautiful day, I'm so happy that I have a dog, because normally I guess I would just be lazy sitting inside, and with my dog I'm forced to go outside, and once I kick my butt to do it, I'm glad I did. Because when there is a beautiful 17 degrees, it's not too hot, it's not too cold, the birds are chirping, the sky is blue. We are also living in an area from where the sea is coming, or like the smell of the sea is coming. So when I'm deeply breathing the air, it's just a wonderful feeling. You will get so much more energized. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got inspired. Have a wonderful rest of this spring day. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the notification every time I post or to receive the inspiration. And see you next time. Bye bye!